Hello everyone, and welcome to your Aries New Moon Wishes for April the 15th, 2018. The Aries New Moon Sign readings, of course, are all about the equinox energy. So whether you're in the Southern Hemisphere and this is your harvest season, or this is the vernal equinox for you, the spring equinox in the Northern Hemisphere that is initiating your new year energy, what you're planting, what you're sowing at this particular time. It's a very auspicious moment. So I wanted to take a moment to let you know some of the things that Great Mother has been seeding in and through me to and for you. These new moon wishes, I am taking the time to actually write out suggested new moon wishes for you. If you're not familiar with working with new moon energies or how to work with them, it's basically really being clear about what your intentions are, writing them out, no more than 10, and you want to be sure that they're individual wishes. So for example, you want to go out and have more fun, and you want to make more friends, as an example. Those are two wishes, and they need to be separate. So I want to go out and have fun is one wish, and I want to make new friends is the second wish. Not sure exactly why it doesn't work when they're combined. It may have something to do with dictating how we want our blessings to come to us, which really does stagnate the manifestation process. The other thing that you want to keep in mind when you work with your new moon wishes is that they are just for you. We don't make wishes for other people. Again, imposing our will in that space of creation is an energy that we really want to avoid because it attracts that energy to us. So to maintain our autonomous divinity in a way that is pure, in a way that is clear, clearly channeled, we want to keep that wish for us, for ourselves, those wishes just for us. We can introduce the process to others at any time. And you want to just write them down, not meditate on them, but do put them away so that you can later reflect on them as your lunar cycles progress. You can come back and reflect on what has manifested. You'll begin to be very astonished by how quickly things do come into manifestation working with your new moon wishes. And so you won't have to look back at it very often. What you will discover is that things that do not manifest will probably be because they were somehow combined, or they are very core issues that you're working with and working through. So those are just some hints. I'll give you some more kind of rules of the road in terms of working with that. As Jane Spiller says, I'm one of her students working with lunar energies, and so that will be on your link to the blog on greatmotherspeaks.info. Suggested new moon wishes for your moon sign. Speaking of the vlog, this new lunar year for Aries moon sign people, your video has already been posted, and so it talks about for each of you, when your new moon comes each year, what Great Mother is coming through and saying will be some of your challenges and all of the energy that's available for you to actually feel the support of your divinity throughout the year. And so it's a very interesting look at how to plan for the year coming up. Again, we all have our own houses, our own degrees of when our moon came in. You may not have been born during the new moon in Aries, obviously. You could be born in November and your moon was a full moon. Well, if it was a full moon, it was in September, for example, because that is the Aries full moon. And so your Aries moon might actually be there. And so that's where the personal readings come into play. These are general readings about the general energies. So remember to book at greatmotherspeaks.info. And speaking of that, this month until the 30th, there is a sale on readings. All our readings, Great Mother Speaks readings, your moon sign readings that are normally $85, and the hour readings that are normally $65, Great Mother Speaks readings, they're all $50. So that is an encouragement to really get some information about this very auspicious season to help you kind of jumpstart the year for you in terms of planning this planting season. The moon is really, really important with regard to planting and harvesting. Want to Be sure that you also know that the Mama Drama Trauma website is finally up. So mamadramatrauma.info is up and ready to go. I want to let you know about the support group. This is a group that is using the Great Mother Speaks Oracle deck as a coaching tool to really support the general welfare of survivors of mama drama trauma. In my coaching work, I have found that supplemental support throughout the week is very useful, and in joining a group in kind of the pilot experiments that I've had so far has really proved quite powerful. So it's very limited, small group, and so I think 5 is the maximum that we're just starting out with because we do really work through some of the principles and share ourselves anonymously through audio conferencing. So it's an opportunity for you at mamadramatrauma.info, which is the sister site to Great Mother Speaks.info, both of which are on the home site of themotherbond.com. So if you're just generally kind of rolled up on Great Mother Speak and you're like, what the heck is going on? Check out themotherbond.com. It's just a general overview of what we're talking about in terms of maternal yin, Holy Spirit energy, and how it manifests as the good, bad, and divine mother in each and every one of us in each and every way. And to get a little bit more understanding about how to work with this energy and insight about just really how we experience that energy and why we experience it in the various ways that we do. Those are just really getting started up. But want to let you know about that. And last but not least, these new moon readings that you're watching are readings that are basically going to amplify, enhance, really refine and focus your understanding of what Great Mother's messages were throughout the second quarter readings. Now, we just had our second quarter readings posted for April to June. So the general 3-month period, we have 4 through the year. We did January to March, the first quarter, just overall what's going on during those lunar cycles. Now just posted are the second quarter readings that are all about what's happening up until June. Now we have a respite this second quarter from eclipses. We are still in Leo North Node, Aquarius South Node in the Western, and Cancer North Node or Rahu, and Ketu Capricorn in the Sidereal. But we are having some reprieve. No activity going on until the end of July, which will be the third quarter. So this reflection period is really important when I come in with these shorter messages, new moon, full moon messages, April, May, and June, to further refine your understanding and expand on what she was saying. However, if you have not watched those videos or you picked up something that you think that you want to go back and reflect on, again, the link is below to your second quarter readings. Well, I really, really do hope that you enjoy them. Remember, the second quarter readings do have a 25-minute introduction for people to understand what these readings are about, who Great Mother is speaking to, and how to use these readings to know the difference between your emotional voice and when Great Mother is speaking to you. So we took some time on those second quarter readings to do that. So if you've already listened to that, remember, fast forward to about 27 minutes at the beginning of your second quarter reading. So with no further ado, here from me to you are your April 15th Aries new moon readings from Great Mother Speaks. Hello, Cancer, Leo, Moon people. Welcome to your Aries New Moon 2018 reading. I'm seeing that the 9th house energy that's coming forward to you from this Aries Moon into Cancer, Leo, and its Pisces Moon in the Sidereal, you are not being understood by those closest to you and your family with regard to an area that you want to move into spiritually, maybe learning or teaching, maybe another area of education, be it life coaching yourself in some type of way, counseling, be it having to do with foreigners, maybe teaching foreigners, or you learning a foreign language or going to a foreign country. This type of ninth house energy is all about the spirit having a human experience. And when we are looking at life out of our physical eyes and from our physical ears and from the physical heart, it is a foreign thing, spiritual understanding, deeper understanding of ourselves. And we come here to have this experience with souls doing the same thing. And those closest to us are those that we have agreed to have a very close, purifying relationship with. Okay. And so there's a real kind of, abrasive situation going on to make that purification happen. And that's what you're experiencing right now. You know that there are some boundaries that need to go up, as we see here with Durga. You are very clear that there are some areas in your life with regard to your self-esteem that are being challenged by the group. And so you are stepping into, if you haven't already, stepped into a new way or area of life with regard to that mentally. Your thoughts have changed. Your attitudes and even some of your behaviors at this point have really changed because you are drawing a line in the sand, so to speak. The gut chakra is all about that instinctual, visceral response. You are responding to people in your environment very differently as a result of this misunderstanding. And the gut chakra is ruled by Aries. So Aries is ruled by Mars. And so Aries is the new moon. It's ruled by Mars, and it rules the gut chakra in this new moon card. So there is a very prominent, in other words, message from Great Mother that this is the key for you this lunar cycle, Cancer, Leo, Moon people. The key is trust your gut about the new line in the sand that needs to be drawn with regard to your expectations of others and understanding you, because you are going through a process of learning to trust your inner wisdom, as we see with the Sophia card. Your inner wisdom is something that you have not been able to fully develop. It's something that you are really just beginning to start a spiritual path. Maybe you're just now starting to watch these types of videos on YouTube. Maybe it's your first one and it popped up for some reason. You're like, what the heck is this? It might be that you are teaching some type of spirituality and you're just beginning to do that, or you have done it for a long time and you're doing it in a new way. There's a newness about your inner wisdom that is being taken to the next level, or that you are just beginning to explore with this initiating energy of Aries. And your heart is opening up to this, but we see that with this heart chakra card, the crossroads between the ego and the soul, that this will not fully happen until the next new moon on May the 15th, because the process that we have going on in the interim is that there is a transformative opportunity for you to change from expecting others to value you to you valuing yourself, Cancer, Leo, Moon people. So the prostitute card in the full moon is saying in between this new moon and the new moon in May, right in the middle, that full moon that we'll be having there at the end of this month of April, your personal desires, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams are really going to come to the fore, and you're going to really see that this new boundary that you know needs to be established is necessary in order for you to pursue them. So the prostitute card has to do with whether or not we are really honoring who we are, or we're allowing ourselves to sell ourselves out and therefore others to sell us out. It's really about getting especially clear about that, because this scene in The Wizard of Oz is when Dorothy attempts to return home after running away and is diverted by Great Mother energy in the Twister to continue her path, to continue her journey. It's not time for her to return home. And so you have this home issue because of the Cancer in your sidereal. In your sidereal soul sign of Cancer, it is ruled by the moon. And so we have this full moon card bringing to full illumination the need to look at whether or not you're selling yourself out. We're all prostitutes. We all have to give something of ourselves in exchange for our material survival. That is why it's the oldest profession in the world. However, what you are perhaps downloading intuitively from your soul at this time, with Pisces being the new moon in the sidereal, is that it's time to pull from that higher wisdom. It's time to pull from that consciousness. It's time to trust your value, your gifts, your talents, your interests, your wishes, your desires, so that you can fully express yourself in a way that you do enjoy your life, that you are having fun. The emotional default of Cancer, Leo, Moon people is all about that yin-yang balance of really enjoying life, with that Leo in the Western ruled by the Sun, Great Father energy, and Cancer in the Sidereal ruled by the Moon. There's a real yin-yang going on, and especially within the last year, with Leo being in the North Node in the Western and Cancer being in Rahu in the Sidereal. It's a very emotional time for you. Great Mother's coming through, and she's saying that moving up into this full moon period, building up to it, what's going to assist you with really getting clear about initiating those boundaries in the material expression of your life, materially, realistically, not just in your thoughts and your attitudes and behaviors, not in any type of passive aggressive behavior, but in just the clean initiative, is self-mothering. The Isis card is a root chakra card. So this again is an indication that we have real safety, security, tribal issues at play here. It's a full moon card. So work with your new moon wishes that are going to be posted for you in the vlog for your video at greatmotherspeaks.info. Those are suggested wishes for your new moon period, and some suggestions about how to really work with that energy in order to do the self-mothering work that you need to own and accept and forgive yourself. This is the scene in The Wizard of Oz when Miss Gulch takes Toto and Dorothy rushes to her room to self-soothe, to self-care, to, just self-console. And this is what you need to do. Just because other people may not be understanding where you're wanting to go with your spirituality, or even where you are with your higher beliefs, your thoughts, that is not a reason to continuously try to impose that upon others. In a way, Dorothy was imposing Toto on Miss Gulch by allowing him to run into her yard. And so we have these issues with boundaries that are at play here in your reading, Cancer, Leo, Moon people. In the center of it is the self-inquiry card. Self-inquiry is all about Earth Father energy. Earth Father energy is the discipline that we need in order to pursue what our aims are. And if your aim is to establish boundaries, well, then they have to be defined, established through action, and the action suggested here by the full moon illumination, you'll have some clarity about how to self-mother, is to maintain them through the practice of self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is questioning any doubt, any painful thought or judgment when it comes to the door. So any judgment that you may be experiencing from others about your philosophies, about what you want to do in terms of foreign travel or teaching, or anything that is related to you expanding your spiritual understanding of yourself, your philosophy, your approach to life now. Maybe you've recently gone through something. Maybe someone has died, or something in your life has died, a relationship or something, and it's really impacted you, and you haven't clearly established your new philosophies yet, but you're working through it. That's what Great Mother is saying with this Isis card. She's saying, be compassionate with yourself. Allow yourself the sense of wonder and amazement and curiosity to unfold and unfurl, and release the judgments that may be a default that come, because Cancer, Leo, with this yin yang, there is a tendency to really want others to co-sign. You really want the buy-in from others, the affirmation, the confirmation from others emotionally. And Great Mother is saying there is a discipline. There's an opportunity to develop a new discipline, a new insight of how you can live with yourself. Okay, this is a self sign of Aries, and this lunar cycle is allowing you to do some self recreation. to self-recreate. The Ixchel card is the Mayan goddess of creativity, fertility, and lunar cycles. So as we see here with the waxing gibbous moon, you are refining, you are revising who and what you are. But as we also see in this scene with Dorothy and Aunt Em in the photo that Professor Marvel pulled out of her basket to give her a reading, there are some readings that you might be picking up from others, some judgments, some assumptions that others may have about who you are and where you're going now as a result of the changes that have happened in your life that are impacting how you're reevaluating life and what you're doing. This foundational issue of misunderstanding is not about fault. It's about clarity. It's about being curious to find what that new clarity, balance, and confirmation is for you within you. Great Mother is saying that this inner wisdom that you are cultivating is something that is going to be facilitated by going outside with Pachamama energy, the sea, the trees, the fairies, especially for you at night. Cancer, your soul sidereal is ruled by the moon. And so this new moon, maybe even taking your new moon wishes outside at night and just kind of as you give them up during that new moon on the 15th, it's maybe the 16th for some of you, up to 48 hours after the new moon time. But the beginning is going to have a real powerful energy there if you have them at that time, to ground yourself with Pachamama energy. You have another root chakra card that is the waxing moon, the phase right after the full moon. Now, the full moon is halfway mark between the boundaries of Durga that we are establishing during this lunar phase and the inner wisdom of Sophia. So between now and May 15th, there's a journey to that. And you're dancing with your shadows as it relates to that. You're dancing with this need for co-signing, for example. You're dancing with the insecurities about where you are right now, not being completely sure. It's new, and so you're still in the process of assessing. And so you are being encouraged to allow that processing to occur. Be patient with yourself. You are being encouraged to allow other people to be who they are. The Every Mother Processing card and the Balsamic Moon cards are all cards that are during that phase of the movie. Now, Balsamic is download period. If you're watching this during the Balsamic Moon phase, the waning crescent, it is right before the new moon goes black. And it is the most powerful download period for intuitive knowledge. So from that Cancer moon, again, that's why I suggest for you, if you go outside with your new moon wishes to establish these new boundaries toward the inner wisdom and trusting that and moving past the self-judgment, then what you're going to do is process during this lunar cycle. So you're going to initiate during the phase of the new moon, and the cycle you will be processing all of this judgment perhaps from others. He pulls that picture out, remember, and guilts her into going back home. She sees that picture of her with that woman who loves her and says, you have somebody who loves you, you need to go back home. And she tries to, but she can't. She can't. She's stopped by the energy of the prostitute, which is, are you valuing yourself? Are you valuing what you know to be the best for you at this time? It's not about, again, judgment or criticizing or blame. It's about what's the best thing for you at this time, Cancer, Leo, Moon people. Great Mother wants you to be intimately aware of what that is. As you become more aware of what that is, your inner wisdom by this time next month will be amplified to a degree that you can only imagine now. Thank you so much for watching, sharing, and liking. But above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.